Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Larry Keating, and I'm your NDP candidate for Cape Breton-Richmond in the upcoming provincial election. Let's imagine that we are going to buy a new car today. It's exciting. We go to a few dealerships. They each offer rows of nice, shiny new vehicles. But which one is right for you? We do our research on performance, reliability, and cost. Which car do we choose to invest in for our security, for the growth of our family? Which vehicle will sustain us through bad weather and many miles and see us safely through the next 4 years? It's a huge investment. We rate the performance of the top brands and make an informed decision. The decision that best fits with our changing lives and what we need for the future. As Cape Bretoners, we have to make the right choice. We can't choose the shiniest or the prettiest in the lot. We have to choose the most reliable, the most dependable, the one that will sustain us. The choice that you will make in the next few weeks is every bit as important to you and your family as making a life-changing purchase. It is also an investment in the future. The wrong decision in choosing a new government for Nova Scotia could cost us our health care, our education, and the things we value about our lifestyles. There's a lot at stake here in the next few weeks. Let's rate our present provincial government on key issues that we, as a province, are struggling with right now, today. Health care, poverty, and education, just to name three. Has the performance of the Liberals and Conservatives in healthcare made us feel more confident and stable for our future? I ask you, what is the total number of new nursing home beds made available to our aging population since the Liberals came to town? The number is 0. What is the total number of collaborative emergency centers that have opened in the province? Centers essential for maintaining long-term health for Nova Scotians. The number is 0. Why has the use of food banks in Nova Scotia increased by 20% just in the last year? That's the fastest increase of food bank use in the whole country. In Cape Breton, 1 in 3 children live below the poverty line. How much money has our present government offered towards eliminating poverty in Nova Scotia? The answer is not enough. Have our 9,300 teachers in our province been heard when they plead with our government for smaller, more effective classroom sizes? Why do parents have to fight, defend, protest, and take time away from their families to ensure rural schools are not closed? Who should we listen to about educating our children? Should we listen to the bureaucrats in the Department of Education? Should we listen to the leaders of the Nova Scotia Liberal government? Or should we listen to the 9,300 teachers? Teachers are on the front line and have a firm grasp on what it takes to make the next generation successful. Who should we listen to about the state of long-term health care in Nova Scotia? Should we listen to the McNeil government and continue with cuts to our health care system? Or should we listen to the over 10,000 members of the Nova Scotia Nurses Union? It is a fact that there are more people today that do not have and cannot find a family doctor. Who should we listen to about the desperate need to eliminate poverty in our province? Should we listen to the people who gave us the new balanced budget? Or the frontline worker who works with the 20% of Cape Bretoners who can't afford to put food on their tables? The provincial Liberal government announced a balanced budget. Before we join in that applause, let's talk about what that really means for you and me. That means yet another 0 for Nova Scotians. Not enough spent on investments in the future of our education, not enough spent on our health care, not enough spent on raising our people out of poverty. That means that the Liberal government is not going to invest enough in you. And the Progressive Conservatives applauded that decision. Gary Burrell did not applaud. I do not applaud. We have to have the good sense to make our education a priority. We have to have the foresight to secure health care for our people. We have to have the compassion to raise our people out of poverty. We have to have the vision to jumpstart our economy. We know what's at stake here. We need greater investments in our education. That is an investment in our children and in our future. Nova Scotia has had the fastest rising cost of tuition in the whole country. There are students in Nova Scotia that can't afford any tuition. Who is to say that they are less deserving of a future? If our students had to pay to attend grade 12, we'd lose them in grade 11. If students had to pay to attend grade 11, we'd lose them after grade 10. We have Nova Scotia Community College, NSCC, owned by Nova Scotians for Nova Scotians. We have submitted through the legislature that it would cost $31 million annually to eliminate all tuition costs for all Nova Scotians at all of our NSCC campuses. $31 million. Not a big investment for what we will gain in return. We gain an educated young population, a population ready to take on the challenges of new economic endeavors for Nova Scotia in the future. That, my friends, is an investment in human resources. We must invest in the future of our people. If you put more money in people's hands, they buy more, they pay more taxes. It creates a more effective and realistic path to economic growth. We will also make an annual investment of $34 million and fund the comprehensive income supplement for people under 65. And in return, we will reap the rewards of less illness, less disease, longer life, less depression, lower crime rates, increased mental health, less drug and alcohol abuse, less stress for families, less domestic violence, a happier and more functional society. A small price to pay, don't you think, for the greatest of returns. After 4 years of telling everyone that there is no money, no money, no money, after cuts to every community group and nonprofit group like the Schizophrenia Society, the Diabetes Society, the Deafness Advocacy Association, the Epilepsy Association, Eating Disorders of Nova Scotia, the National Institute for the Blind, the Free Spirit Therapeutic Riding Association that helps special needs children, the Nova Scotia Association for Community Living that helps over 30,000 individuals with intellectual disabilities and their families, Youth Voices of Nova Scotia, Nova Scotia Mental Health Association, and after a 20% cut to every seniors group across the board, the McNeil Liberal government have spent over $80 million just in March and April on the eve of an election. It sounds like the Liberals were salting it away for March Madness. 80 million. That's double what it would cost to eliminate all tuition for Nova Scotians at all 13 Nova Scotia community college campuses, and double what it would cost to implement the NDP income supplement plan. What if the $8.5 million that the Liberals government cut from the operating budget of our nursing home funding in the last 2 years was returned? And what if we looked ahead and invested what is needed to secure an adequate number of beds for the future of our long-term care and emergency facilities? What if we invested in the maintenance of good health for all Nova Scotians, young and old? Physical health and mental health must be a priority. These are basic needs of life that Cape Bretoners should not have to fight for. When elected, my party will invest $120 million over the next 4 years to build primary care clinics and hire more doctors, nurse practitioners, and other health professionals to serve the needs of our communities. My party's plan is to see prosperity in Nova Scotia and to eliminate poverty through vital investments in our people, our traditions, and our culture. We are a proud people, Cape Bretoners, too proud to beg. We should not have to choose between heating our homes and buying the necessities for our families. Our seniors should not have to choose between food or medication. We have to assure that Cape Bretoners regain pride and self-worth, that our children grow up with a strong sense of value in themselves and their future. We want to live long, happy lives, get educated, feed our families, pay our bills. We need to feel that we are part of a team called Nova Scotia. We must feel confident that our provincial government is working to maintain our best interest. I want to guide that vehicle that we choose here in Cape Breton Richmond to take us into the future. I'm not telling you anything that's not true. I'm not telling you anything that's not possible. I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know. I am telling you what government is capable of and what this present government has failed to do. I am telling you what government is meant to do for our people and our communities. We've listened too long to zero. Is that what we believe? That there is no other choice? There is a choice. Choose the new Democratic Party. Choose good sense, foresight, compassion, and vision. Together, we can make a real difference. There is no blinking at the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that our province, our people, and our interests are in grave danger. Last-minute overspending will not change this. We have to invest consistently in healthcare, education, economic prosperity, and also support traditional skills, our tourism, the arts, innovation, and advances in technology in order to build and preserve a strong, secure future. That is the vehicle Nova Scotians must have to drive us into tomorrow. That is a team that will no longer tolerate a government of zeros, a team that has the courage to make the investments we so desperately need in Nova Scotia. The NDP have a long history of strong, venerable men and women who have paved the road for social justice and equality. Tommy Douglas, Jack Layton, Alexa McDonough, and Gary Burrell. New Democrats are take action people. We are a thinking, compassionate, and make things happen team. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the vehicle we can choose to take us into the future. We are not powerless. We can plan for the eventualities of life. We can make a real difference. I urge you to vote in the upcoming provincial election. Vote for vision. Vote for compassion. Vote for the future. Thank you for your time and attention today.